Welcome to Top Prime Rankings channel. What if one event could change the course of history? Could a single fire ignite the path to tyranny? These questions may have seemed theoretical, but on February 27, 1933, they became all too real as the Reichstag, Germany's parliamentary building, was engulfed in flames. The Reichstag was not just any building. Its historical significance was immense, a symbol of German unity and national pride. It was the heart of the Weimar Republic, where political debates echoed through its grand halls and corridors. The fire that night, however, transformed this emblem of democracy into a beacon of destruction that illuminated the darkened Berlin sky. On that fateful night, a passing Berliner noticed the flames licking at the Reichstag's majestic facade. This was not a small, contained fire, but one that would consume the entire building, and with it, the hopes of a democratic Germany. The alarm was raised, and as the fire brigade rushed to the scene, they found a man named Marinus van der Lubbe, a Dutch communist, near the blazing inferno. He was promptly arrested, the prime suspect in what was quickly deemed an act of political arson. The arrest of van der Lubbe played right into the hands of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. They seized upon the event to propagate fear and suspicion. They painted the fire as a communist plot against the state, providing a convenient excuse to enact emergency measures and suppress political opposition. The Reichstag fire, they argued, was not an isolated act of vandalism, but an outright declaration of war on the German government and its people. In the days and weeks following the fire, the Nazi Party manipulated the fear and uncertainty surrounding the event. They used it to justify the suspension of civil liberties, the elimination of political rivals, and the passage of laws granting Hitler unprecedented authority. And so, as the flames consumed the Reichstag, were they also igniting a path for the rise of one of history's most infamous dictators? This question, unfortunately, answers itself. The Reichstag fire set the stage for the end of the Weimar Republic and the beginning of Nazi totalitarian rule in Germany. In the aftermath of the fire, fear gripped the nation. But was this fear a tool in the hands of the ambitious? Fear, you see, is a potent manipulator. It can bend the will, cloud the mind, and stoke the flames of chaos. And in the hands of a shrewd opportunist, it can be wielded with devastating effect. Adolf Hitler, a man whose name would soon become synonymous with tyranny, was quick to respond to the Reichstag fire. His immediate reaction was an explosive blend of alarm and accusation. Hitler portrayed the fire as a nefarious communist plot, a direct attack against the German government. This narrative was, of course, designed to tap into the existing anxieties and uncertainties of the German people. The spectre of communism, a force that threatened the very fabric of their society, was a powerful instrument of fear. But Hitler didn't stop at mere words. Actions, after all, speak louder. He turned to President Hindenburg, an aging figurehead who was more a symbol than a leader, and implored him to enact emergency measures. He painted a picture of a nation on the brink of disaster. A nation that needed strong, decisive action to quench the fires of rebellion and restore order. Hindenburg, swayed by Hitler's impassioned pleas and the palpable fear of the populace, agreed. The emergency measures were enacted, and with them, the basic civil liberties of the German people were suspended. The stage was set for a seismic shift in power, a shift that would soon plunge Germany into the darkest chapter of its history. The fire had been extinguished, but the seeds of fear had been skillfully sown. These seeds would soon bear a dreadful fruit. And as we'll see in the coming scenes, this fruit would ripen into a regime of terror and oppression, a regime that would forever scar the face of history. Can a democracy crumble in the face of fear? Can liberty be traded for security? These questions reverberated in the hearts of Germans following the Reichstag fire. The aftermath saw a rapid dismantling of civil liberties, a move justified by the Nazi Party as necessary for the protection of the state and its people. In the days following the fire, the German government, now under the influence of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, enacted the Reichstag fire decree. This decree suspended most civil liberties, including rights to personal freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of the press, and the right to assemble. It was a devastating blow to the democratic principles that had once been the foundation of the Weimar Republic. But the assault on democracy didn't stop there. The Nazi Party launched a widespread campaign to suppress political opposition. Communists, socialists, and other perceived threats were arrested en masse. The arrests weren't limited to party leaders. Ordinary citizens who expressed dissent were also targeted, creating an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. The manipulation of the judicial process played a crucial role in the Nazis' consolidation of power. The trial following the Reichstag fire was a mockery of justice. Marinus van der Lubbe, the Dutch communist accused of starting the fire, was swiftly convicted and executed. However, many believe this trial was a mere smokescreen, a way for Hitler to legitimize his actions and further his political agenda. The Reichstag fire decree remained in effect throughout the 12 years of Nazi rule, serving as the legal basis for the imprisonment of anyone considered to be opponents of the Nazis. It was a chilling example of how a democratic society could be manipulated into surrendering its freedoms in the name of security. The democratic pillars of the Weimar Republic were collapsing. In their place, a new, ominous power was rising. This was the fall of democracy, a chilling reminder of how easily fear can be used as a tool to dismantle the foundations of freedom and justice. How does a dictator rise to power? Can he ascend on the ashes of democracy? These questions find their answers in the rise of Adolf Hitler, a dictator whose ascension was fueled by the Reichstag fire. In the aftermath of the fire, the German government was in chaos. Hitler and the Nazi Party seized this opportunity to enact the Enabling Act in March of 1933. This legislation essentially handed over the reins of the government to Hitler. It gave him the power to pass laws without the approval of the Reichstag, Germany's parliament. Essentially, it provided a legal cover for Hitler's dictatorship. Now, with the formidable power granted by the Enabling Act, Hitler embarked on a relentless campaign to consolidate his rule. He suppressed all forms of political dissent, effectively transforming Germany into a one-party state. The Nazi Party was the only political entity allowed to exist. All others were outlawed. Hitler's control extended to the judiciary, the police. What lessons can history teach us? Can we learn from the ashes of the past? As we reflect on the Reichstag fire and its aftermath, we find ourselves faced with these fundamental questions. We've journeyed through a dark chapter in history, a time when a single event was exploited to alter the destiny of a nation, and indeed the world. The Reichstag fire, a blaze that consumed more than just a building, it consumed democracy, freedom, and hope in its fiery grasp. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party manipulated the fear and chaos that ensued, using it as a stepping stone to consolidate absolute power. This turning point marked the end of the Weimar Republic and the rise of Nazi totalitarian rule. Civil liberties were suspended, political rivals eliminated, and laws were passed to grant Hitler sweeping authority. In the ashes of the Reichstag, the seeds of World War II were sown, and a dark era of human history was ushered in. But what does this mean for us today? These historical events serve as a poignant reminder of the importance of critical thinking and vigilance. It's vital to question, to scrutinize, to challenge the narratives that are presented to us, especially in times of crisis. Fear can be a powerful tool in the hands of those seeking to manipulate it. As a society, we must strive to stay informed, to hold power accountable, and to protect the democratic values we hold dear. The Reichstag fire also underscores the fragility of democracy. It is not a given, but something that must be actively preserved, nurtured, and defended. Freedom, once lost, can be difficult to regain. We must remember this as we navigate the challenges of our own time. The Reichstag fire serves as a stark reminder. A single event can indeed change the course of history. And in the face of fear, we must safeguard our democratic values more than ever. Let's learn from the ashes of the past so that we may shape a better future. Thank you for watching this video on Top Prime Rankings channel. We hope you found this journey through history both informative and thought-provoking. If you did, we would appreciate it if you could hit the like button. Your feedback helps us create content that you find valuable. Sharing is caring, so if you think this video could spark a discussion among your friends or colleagues, please feel free to share it. By spreading these stories from the past, we can help each other understand and navigate the complexities of the present. If you haven't done so already, we encourage you to subscribe to the Top Prime Rankings channel. We regularly upload videos that delve into a wide range of topics, from history and politics to science and culture. By subscribing, you can stay updated on our latest releases. Your support is what keeps us going. It allows us to continue researching, writing and producing these videos, and to keep bringing high-quality content to your screens. Thank you for being a part of the Top Prime Rankings community. Together we can learn from the past to shape a better future.